Hey guys, what's going on? We are back with another solo shuffle as Enhancement Shaman doing this. And I'm not gonna lie, this tilted me to the ends of the earth and probably is one of the worst solo shuffles lobbies that I've ever had. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But anyways, let's get into this. So we got a Fury Warrior, an Outlaw Rogue, and a BM Hunter. Our healers are a Resto Shaman and a Disc Priest. So both the Fury Warrior and the Rogue have very simple ways to stop me from doing my burst and goes and stuff like that. And I also bring very little to the table in terms of this matchup. So I know for a fact I'm going to be the priority target for the most part. So we kind of agreed that the hunter would be the target. Um, After a while of hitting him, I realized that probably should go for the outlaw rogue because I feel like outlaw rogues aren't as tanky as they used to be. But I could be wrong on that. So I continue to hit him while my warrior was on the rogue. I try and spot him with a bit of heals. But I have Burrow right now, and I don't have Stormweaver, which I felt like would have been better mainly because it gives me the option to give a bit more support to my teammates. So here we're striking up the rogue, getting a. You can see him actually taking damage, so we felt like that was definitely a good option. And then I see the warrior kind of switch, so I'm trying to follow up on that, but I get lassoed on my Ascendance proc from my tier set, and so I get back and try to connect with the warrior on the hunter, but I'm just getting CC stopped by the shaman all day long. So the hunter dashes away, so I quickly swap to the rogue once again, try and get him a bit low, and you can see I am doing quite a bit of damage to him. Right? I'm getting somewhere with his HP, but we get moved, get grabbed, and so we try to get back onto the hunter once again. I see him go for the trap. Unfortunately, I didn't have grounding, so I tried to root him to kind of throw off his positioning for his trap, but it didn't work out. So here we get back. We're kind of like getting CC'd. So again, connect onto the rogue. He takes quite a lot of damage, you can see. So there's the link. It's like, okay, we just need one more go. I got Ascendance in 10 seconds. Let's just hold out. Let's hold out. So here the priest gets seriously CC'd, and the entire time they hit me with a stun, and unfortunately the warrior falls over. So they cheap shotted me to guarantee the trap. Now I couldn't remember if I had trinket. I don't think I did, considering the fact that I usually use it during ascendance, but I probably could have caught that. So again, it's myself and the warrior, and we have the Resto Shaman on our team this time, and this whole time I am just getting CC mobbed like crazy. So I used Trinket there to try and tremor out the Resto Shaman, and I don't know if we overlap, but it's very possible we did as it's solo shuffle. So I get a really good Ascendance here. He's got pain suppression. There's the disarm from the rogue. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and spam what I can. So we don't really get too much out of it other than pain suppression, which is it. So I quickly swap to the rogue real quick, try and spot my warrior a little bit, but he gets smoke bombed and then feared into us, and I get scattered at the same time. So it's honestly just quite an unfortunate amount of events. Now I should definitely be going for a lot more hexes. I feel like I think that would have made a bit more of a difference in these matches so far. So I definitely should have went for a few more hexes and actually taken maybe an interrupt or two and given my healer a chance to breathe, but it's hard to say. So anyways, here I jump in, I ascend, pop everything. I noticed that the warrior had disarmed me during Doom Winds rather than Ascendant, so I was like, okay, that's perfect. So we get a nice life swap, and then I see them smoke bomb, so I quickly dash out of it. Thankfully, I wasn't stunned, so I could just spirit walk out. But this warrior is just straight up training me all day long. So I'm just doing my best to try and support myself and heal, but you know, a fairy warrior is just gonna eat you alive, right? So I can't get away from him. I can't CC him. He's just gonna take me down. So now we're on to the fourth match, and I still haven't won a single match, right? So I am beyond tilted. I am beyond tilted in this one. So again, we're gonna go after the warrior for the most part because we felt like intervene was definitely gonna keep the rogue alive like no tomorrow. So I do the same thing I did last time where I pop Bloodlust and Doomwinds together and wait a few seconds, get disarmed, and then I pop Ascendance, which is great. So now I actually get some serious value out of Ascendance, and you can see we're getting some defensives. We got, I believe we got Enrage there. We got the Rogue's Cloak, and I think we got Tied out of the Resto Shaman, so that was good. Then here, so I noticed the priest put Dome down, so I wanted to get back into it, so I Pharaoh lunged to the Rogue. Thankfully, the warrior leaped towards my previous location, so that removed one of his mobilities, but right here, he spears me down, and now I had the option to just burrow it and remove all the damage, which in hindsight, now that I'm watching, would have been the better option. It really would have been. So I think I should have done that after thinking about it. So, but here we get a lot of pressure, You can see they're all kind of falling down, both the warrior and the rogue. So I'm starting to fall. I notice my priest is a bit struggling. So I'll go ahead and burrow. I'm just burrow. Bam. Okay, now the priest has picked us back up. Great. They're back on us. The Resto Shaman doesn't really have anything left, and he's struggling to get casts off. And you can see the hunter sitting on top of him. And we're able to thankfully bring down the warrior, securing 1 win, which is perfect. So now it's myself and the outlaw rogue. And basically, the rogue wanted to go for the warrior, which I completely agreed. But my mistake was staying in melee. So here I go ahead, I pop Bloodlust, I pop Doomwinds, boom, he disarms me. Great. Okay. So that's perfect, but he ends up popping Spear on us. Now we got a Smoke Bomb in here, but he's just not taking damage. He's really not taking damage. So I assume he had a bunch of defensives plus the Hunter defensive. So it was a bit unfortunate, but we keep pressing on. I'm trying to kite the warrior into a bad position away from his Resto Shaman. So that's why I'm here behind the pillar. And you can see he jumps in on top of me. And I want to force the Resto Shaman into awkward positions. So we get the static, kill it. Great. I still have Stone Bulwark and I still have Burrow. Okay? So I'm fairly safe for the most part. So I'm sitting in the dome. I feel protected, but my healer gets a bit CC'd. So he ends up using another cooldown. I think he used swap. I get stunned. And I get a nice Ascendance proc. I get disarmed on it, which sucked. I get life swapped. Okay, now we're a bit scared. So now I should be thinking, okay, it's time to use defensives. I go use this Tempest instead of my Burrow. I have 2 defensives up and I screw that up, right? It's unbelievable. So here I had the thought process of, I'm not going in. I'm going to stay back. So I pop everything, kite backwards, pop Ascendance, off we go, blast. He leaps over to me away from his healer, and we bring him down in 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, guys, that just shows you I don't win every single round, even though you should probably already know that. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Laters!